This is our kitchen talk where we talk anything that has to do with the functionality in any government or any society. Okay, any today's society for that matter. What makes a nation move forward? What makes a nation tick? What makes the family unit or make a country stronger? Tonight or today, we're going to be talking about the United States and Liberia, a nation birthed out of the belly of slavery and settled in Africa on the small west coast part of the Africa by the ocean. Right, that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, today I'm talking about Americans not living theirs to God. We have a parable in Liberia that states, "Leave your own to God," meaning do nothing. Okay, we have a saying in the world over: a closed mouth does not get fed. You want to get fed, you have to open your mouth. Okay, so this is where we are. This is where it stands today. Here's what I'm going to telling you: this that America is not leaving hers to God. America is acting like the parable of the talents, that the king decided that, listen, there are three of you. I'm gonna go ahead and give you these seeds. Okay. Do whatever you can do with it. Around so and so time next year or 2 years, when I call you, you show up. I want to see. So to keep it, one were giving five, one were giving two, the other were giving one. That's what I want to talk about. If you in Africa, you are telling me those who brought their God to you, all right, are not, they are not living theirs to God. Those who brought you their God are not living their problem to God. They're not bringing being disenfranchised us to God. They're not living their corrupt politician to God, but you are leaving yours to God. When your children are SA, you'll leave yours to God and say, I'm poor. Okay. So nobody will hear me. Right? You want people to come and fight for you. When you have given, okay, the opportunity to do what is right by you and your children, okay, you make other decisions. So I'm saying this today: America is not leaving hers to God. And we're going to see this. We're going to see this right here where we are. Again, welcome to Second Thought. This is the episode of the kitchen table where we talk about talent, we talk about what makes a nation move, what develop a nation, what change a nation, how these things come to bear. All right. So we're going to be diving into the parable of the talents. How are we, Liberians or African, changing what is given to us by the king, if you believe so? So I'm gonna start with this video yesterday. I have no copyright to this. All right. This is from the let me see. Where is my stuff here? If I can pull it. This is from Spoon Talk yesterday evening. I had an opportunity to listen to different voices and listen to. And one thing I would tell you, Liberian people, if 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 your character or morality or humanity is based on who benefits and who gets punished, you have none whatsoever. That means it moves with the person you like and the person that you dislike. That's what it is. That's what it says to me. All right. That's what it says to me. That you do not have no standard of morality. Your morality is based on when you benefit. or if your proximity benefits. So you do not have any character. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to play this video really quickly. Let's start with this. Okay, hopefully it captures. All right, we're going to go ahead and play this. This is Yeke Koluba. I want you to listen up. But I'm going to move this back a little bit, just a touch, to Diamond. Something is going on here. Hopefully it can work. All right.
In a worse condition than he inherited in 2024. Remember, he won in 2023, became president in 2024. This particular post has garnered 3,500 comments, 3,400 reactions, and 40 shares. Let's say I was in Fadiga.
Well, Damo.
I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it.
The big time you're talking about
So
economic activities.
yeah, so mute it a little bit. So it's when people open the store and when they close. But back in the days, people used to close at 6 o'clock. Everybody going home to hide in a low place because one electricity was not stable, 2 people were getting missing. Nowadays, look, past to that same, how they call it, private bar. The place used to be packed 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Every day, Monday to Monday. That's the one I'm talking about.
Fadiga, don't do that thing to all.
Supermarket.
Fadiga, don't do that thing to all. Supermarket, you have to close 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
10. Exclusive.
My man, don't do that thing to all. Beg you. You come into neck clothing and can say like economy against my man, Fadiga, don't do that thing to all. Drive to Center Moravia after 8 o'clock. The whole place closed down. The entire capital city closed down 8 o'clock. For don't do that thing to all. We beg you.
In fact, we have electricity in the
Fadiga, we hear you. Let me be honorable.
Let me just say the last.
No, you're not saying anything. You start when you got 18 hours. Let me be honorable. Go ahead, please.
So, Damo, it is true. Joseph Boakai doing well. He's doing well by making Liberia a trust place. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Joseph Boakai is doing well by making Liberia homeless. Why did they take the pope from the 72nd barrel? What are they doing there? Joseph Boakai is doing well by making the people of transport ministry jobless. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Joseph Boakai is doing very, very well, pretty well. Our young babies selling in the center of the road. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Joseph Boakai is doing well when the whole government is involved with drugs business. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Joseph Boakai is doing well when his son is communicating with drugs cartel. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Who told you Joseph Boakai not doing well? Joseph Boakai is doing very, 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 very good. Joseph Boakai is doing well when Dumuya getting 25 pickups to compromise the Liberian interest in FOIA. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Who told you Joseph Boakai not doing well? I can name all. I can go on and on. Joseph Boakai is doing pretty well. And let me say this to my brother Fadiga. My people have said I shouldn't respond to you because you're just another hustler. Because if they renew your contract right now, you'll not be on the show. You say you are making plenty of money in America. Why you beyond consultancy for? You just pass around your lie. I was making money. I was giving Yeke money. You know who Yeke is? You pass around your lie. I was making money. Yeah, you can never. Mama, let me close now. You are closing at the talk. When you come and here, they didn't respond. So let me close. I beg you. They give me the time to close. You can never be like me. If you are like me, to be in a house, they say go bear Joseph Boakai, you go strip Joseph Boakai shoe. Me, I can never, if that for me to be represented in a house, I can never, the day I do it, let the post stew me to death. to beg Joseph Boakai. I can never, ever do it in my life. If that will make Yeke be represented, I don't want to work. I can never. I'm not hungry like you. You really know who Yeke is? You think I'm hungry? Eh? I'm not hungry like you. You see how I'm looking? I'm well composed. I can never be hungry like you. But the government have brought the power to do well for the people. This government must do it. Now force. They will do it. Now force. Particularly, you're wasting your time. Joseph Boakai will do it. The Sion Drugs Cartel will do it. Thank you, Damo.
Thank you, Honorable.
Okay, I'm going to stop here. Okay. Okay. That was I wanted to play that. I really wanted to play that. I miss Coach Query. I really need him back. Hopefully he can feel better soon and show up. Okay. That was yesterday's show. You can go and watch the rest, but I'm not going to play all of that. I listened to Fatiga sit there and lie straight face. And then it's like when they can't land, they don't know where to end up. They bring comments in. And here is a man who bragged about his work in the United States, how well he did, and here. And he will come on a platform to disparage a word accomplished. Do you know where Alexander Cummings would look like if his hat was you put his name in the hat in the United States? I'm going to play you a young man that we elected. In fact, this young man is on a video with my daughter when she was in middle school. All right. And I want you all to listen. America is not leaving her problem, her issue as a face. She's not leaving it to God. Majority of Americans are standing up. They are not asking opposition political party leaders. In fact, in the United States or in the world over, we don't have political leader. Okay. We have party leadership chairmen who lead the party after election. About 2 years before the election, they go ahead and elect who will be their standard bearer. All right. And it's through a competitive and rigorous betting, which they go through character scrutiny or investigation. Thereafter, you bring your platform, what you're going to do that aligns with the people platform, which if it's a Democratic Party, if it's a Republican Party, if it's a Tea Party, if it's a Libertarian Party. Let me explain to Liberian people that is stuck up in this merry-go-round, okay? And I get it. People only know what they know. The great United States, the majority of you model after. I have over 100+ political parties. Out of those 100+ political parties, they have only produced president out of 6 of those parties. And some of those parties do not exist today. Okay. Minister, I need to call you. We need to talk. Okay. And thank you for tuning in. All right. Let's continue to share. Those of you who are sharing, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Now, there we go. America, again, let me repeat, have had over 100 political parties. You can Google it and find the name. In fact, I would think the first 3 no longer exist that produced the president. Okay, the one with the federal system. You had, and in the coming days, I will name them. I will post a different name here, and I will show you. In fact, I will create a PowerPoint to it, and their different impacts that they made along the way over the last 250 years. We're going to talk about that. All right, that's what we're going to talk about. So I love when Yaka just said, you hear what Yaka said? I heard Fatiga said to the Liberian people that they got electricity. Electricity was coming. It was going to come regardless. All right. And when you are a nation and you are telling us what the World Bank say, World Bank is a predatory lender that preyed on third world country. All right. So we are not going to sit here. So let's say I'm going to talk about the talents, the three talents, the parable of the talent with the king. Liberia. Let's look at Liberia and compare that to Cape Verde. Our excuse is we are a small country. We are a small country with small population. Namibia is a very smaller country with smaller population than us. Singapore is smaller. It's a size about Mangini County. And they have absolutely nothing. They chose the right leader. And that leader put the people first. Now, I want you to listen to a young man who we elected at the age of 29 or 30 in this country. First generation American. People came as refugees on the ship on Paris Island. I want you to listen. We are not leaving ours to God. We are fighting for the future. We are fighting. I want you to listen up. And then we're going to talk about the talent. Okay? Today, that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, I said to you first, we are people from my grandfather. We believe in animism. Animism is almost like what the Japanese people practice, Shintoism, okay, or Shintoism. They believe everything, okay? Everything has spirit, but only humans have souls. So they respect the environment. They believe in balance. That's why when you go to Japan, you have less than 3% of Japanese that will be overweight. They believe in the balanced approach. They clean up. You saw the Japan here during the Olympics. You saw what the Japanese people did here. Everywhere they carry, they brought their bag with them. Every stadium that they play in, they clean up after themselves, thinking about the next group that coming after them to play. They didn't wait. They didn't ask to say, oh, people clean this place up. People get paid to play it. So what I'm going to talk about today, Americans are not leaving their own to God. Next weekend, by God's grace, if I get all my work done, I will be at a rally. I've been trying not to go out because I'm working on some stuff. So let's do this. Let's listen here to John Ossoff. This is a young man. I want you guys to listen. He will tell you what needs to be done. You know what needs to be done, Liberians. We all know what needs to be done. We all do, okay? We all do. But we are afraid to take risk. We are afraid to take risk. I want you to listen to John Ossoff, okay? The broken man. And Liberia is not a broken man. This is the leader of the party that is ruling the ruling party in the United States. But he's speaking in terms of the larger community, in humanity, on all skills level. Okay, listen.
On the subject of misrule, as we endure the daily spectacle of this broken man and his ruined presidency. Each day, his allies are fewer, and even they no longer deny his corruption. The obscene self-dealing while he plunges the nation deeper into reckless war, while the people pay more for everything, and millions lose health coverage, while he rakes in billions and builds himself a ballroom and prepares again to attack our elections. And Berean, let's be clear, just one man attempted election fraud in Georgia in 2020, Donald J. Trump, when he called Brad Raffensperger to demand he, quote, find precisely the number of votes he needed to win in a state he'd lost. Do you remember that phone call, Berean? But Brad Raffensperger refused. He and enough men and women of integrity told the president that the law forbade him to overturn the rule of the people. And the failure of that scheme to seize the presidency has enraged him ever since. Now, nearly 6 years on, returned to power, but more reviled than ever. He reanimates his 2020 obsession while he spirals in fear of the rebuke to come this fall and the accountability that will follow it. Because accountability is coming, Berean.
Okay, we have no copyright for this video. This
So
is
with
John
each
Offset.
passing day, we see him dig.
Okay, this is John Offset. This is my senator. This is my senator. And I'm going to stop here with this particular video. And then I'm going to show you another video. Okay. And I'm going to show you another video. Why I believe Americans are not living theirs to God. Right now, yesterday, as of yesterday, in a deeply red state, okay, a red city in the state of Georgia, the police sheriff in the United States, we elect our police sheriff, our leader. We elect our municipals. We elect majority of our judges, so they answer to the people. The government is closer to the people. Okay. Now, most of you will be asking, hey, Rosa, the reason you can talk like the American can talk like you saw in Minnesota is because our governor are elected by the people and they answerable to the people. Okay, the president is represent the whole nation at the federal level. At the state level, the governors are like our president, who advocate for us, who stand for us, and each state have their own rules. Okay, the federal law and there's certain law that are apportioned to the certain requires state rights, and we have the federal right. Okay, different states have different laws. I want you to be. We are not leaving ours to God. We are actively campaigning. In fact, I just ran into my representative at the African store. Okay, she's not an African. That's my girl any day, any place, anytime. All right. And we talk, and she's like, "You coming out today?" I'm not coming out today because I have a lot of work to do, personal effect. So I won't be out, but I'm going to be out next weekend. It is time, because the time is getting close. I want you to listen, Liberian people. When you believe in somebody and you give them an opportunity, and you say, we are empowering you, and this is what electing somebody is. You are telling them, I am trusting you with my life. I am trusting you with the livelihood of my children and my grandchildren. In democracy, when you choose somebody, that's what your vote is saying. It's saying, I'm believing you to stand up for me. And I hear Liberian people say over and over, where is the opposition leader? The opposition leader will be your lawmakers that you stood in line and you elected. If they are not doing their job, you do not leave your own to God. You don't leave it to your tribes. You don't leave it to your candidate. You don't leave it to a male or female. You kick them out until you get it right. America have been trying to get it right for 150 years. And sometimes they chose the right people. If they didn't do right, they kick them out. They have one president that they elected 3 times and they have to pass law because he was so good. That was FDR. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the man who brought out the New Deal, the Social Security, that American would not be disabled. That the American, if they're disabled, there will be a shelter. Okay, that's the man they voted for. Now, we in America, we're not living our own to God. So I'm telling you, Liberian people, you have an opportunity, you have a voice. You know, a governance system is simply speaks to the way a nation organizes itself to rule itself. All right. So in a monarchy or a dictatorship, the king is absolute. The law does not become a law unless the king says so. But in our case, we have a democratic form of government. That means rule by the people. That means you have the power and you give that power and say, I'm employing you to do a work. All right. So let's continue this. I'm going to play another John Offset here. I want you, and there I have a few other ones that I would like to play, but I'm going to play another John Offset video. Now, this particular one, okay, let me go here. Let me move this one on, this particular one. But I have one more that I have. Which one was that? I believe this is it. All right. All right. I need you people to pay attention. This one is not on the YouTube. I'm going to stop the YouTube one. I pulled that earlier, but it went up. Here is Offset. I'm talking close to somebody who I invested in, donated to to become a senator. Okay.
It was a reckless war that was his downfall, but first he coveted a vineyard that belonged to the man Naboth. How many remember the story of King Ahab? It was a reckless war that was his downfall, but first he coveted a vineyard that belonged to the man Naboth. And Naboth was a man of integrity who refused the king because the law forbade Naboth to forfeit his land. And likewise, the law forbade the king to seize it, because even in ancient Israel, the king was not above the law.
I want you to remember
First
that.
Kings 21:4. So
I want
Ahab,
you to remember that. I want you to remember that. Even when our people did not, we have laws. Okay? We have laws. We have laws. Like I come from a county where you weren't allowed to borrow. Like the Bible says, oh, no man, nothing but love. If you did, and you should, God forbid, you died, right? God forbid you died. Your family, there will be an announcement made, okay, that your family will have to pay back that debt. That was dignity then, all right? Where I come from, I'm sure that was all for Liberians. We buried, when you die in the morning, they bury you before the sun went down. Like the Muslim people still do today. I know we adapted the Western culture where the body stay, you carry you, they take out all your organs, they drain you, they push formaldehyde in you so people can have time to plan and dance like they're supposed to be playing. Okay? But, and if you die in the middle of the night, the next day you will be, okay, before sun went down, but it will make sure whoever you owe, you pay. Did you hear the misrule about King Ahab? And this is what is happening in our country. We hire people who forget that they were supposed to be leading. They were supposed to be an example. All right. And I'm going to, I'll play a story here, but I'm going to play this again. So you listen. I'm going to play, what his name? Fatiga. I'm going to play this. Then I'm going to play Fatiga on the story. All right. The rest of the people, I'm not going to. I'm just going to play Fatiga. Okay? I'm going to play this and I'm going to play Fatiga. Okay, folks, listen up. Again, I have no copyright to this video. It's from Spoon, and I'm going to play it again. Okay, it is not mine. So viewer discretion is advised. It is not my content. I am playing it for the audience. So let's listen to Diamond.
Just a teaser for our closing. Toyo, is President Joseph Boakai really doing well in this government? Taking everything constant, the $317 million drugs, the $19 million drugs, the yellow machines, the good, the bad, the roads, and everything. Accountability, transparency, investment, trade and industry. You can just put it on. And we'll open the phone lines, and that's how we'll close. So I'll allow each of the panelists to just do their closing, and then we'll take the calls and we'll go home on that. Based on your assessment, is President Joseph Boakai really doing well? What's your take? I'll start with Dr. George.
Today in King Gray.
Thank you, Damo.
Thank you, Honorable.
You know, in fact, Japan, and this is, quote me on this, Japan was providing fuel for LDA under the past administration. Quote me on this. The Japan that was arrested under this administration, or the other lady that said we want Kuch, she was arrested under the, you think she started selling drugs just during the administration? You see what it was done, but they were arrested, prosecuted, and sent to jail. Even the Quida, Equita was known to law enforcement, and she was arrested. Look, we are not where we want to be, but we are far better than where we were a few years ago. For Emmanuel to come here and say that, oh, nothing is being done, we all know it's part of the ANC 1% playbook. It is clear that Cummings will have done far worse than what it is. The guy can't even get food. So in order to even have all those grandiose planes come to
Let me stop you right here. Let me say to those who are listening, not to a particular person, Cummings does not have a record of failure in anything that he's done. Okay? Cummings from his early 20s have excelled and retired very early in his life. In his early 60s, he retired. Cummings worked for Pillsbury that was breaking down and ready for bankruptcy. In fact, Pillsbury were on the chopping block for General Mills. He revived it and left it lucrative. And it have existed 20 years after Cummings left it, where it saves it from. Cummings took over Coca-Cola Africa. They were considered Coca-Cola Africa, all right? But the head office were in England. He said it does not gel, it does not make sense. If this is Coca-Cola Africa, the head office must be in Africa, and Africans must lead the charge, should be trusted to lead the charge. He took that company from almost 80%, that particular branch, for almost 80%, okay, expatriate to 75% African-led. That's what he did, all right? These are people who were finding favor with Mr. Cummings, and they didn't see, because the people, especially here in America, that they come from, most of the people that support Mr. Cummings, they're people who are accomplished and very competitive. I'm one of those people. Yeah, they got big mouth. They know the word to cuss. They can cuss wherever they want to. That is fine. But most of us are accomplished people, disciplined in our field, have experiences in our field. I mean, real experiences, lived experiences in our field. Even if we achieve field 1 or 2 times, all of those, we can tell you minimum, we work in that field for at least a decade. We will be considered expert. I'm an educator. I did telecommunication and electronics, work in that field for 10 years or more, okay? Business finance, have an MBA. This is, and people say you brag. It's not bragging. It's giving credit, what do you call it? Credit to, because I work in a field where when you say you are, there have to be a way for you to say you have credit. I can believe what you say because you have the background and you have the life experience. Now, the first thing he come with the 1%. Let me say why the 1% is important. When a nation suffered the way Liberia has struggled from its inception, which for me, it was built on a cracked foundation, all right? I do not agree with everything that Dr. Famula has said. I don't. But I also agree with what he said. I didn't say that. I have a video here and I will play. I'm not the one to tell you that, you know what, it is Congo or it is country. All right? No one group in Liberia is enough to change the country. Like Charles Bronski said, he came up to say 1%. It means not that the other people didn't buy in. Then they also mean if you are telling us as Liberian, we don't recognize something good when we see it, because it's not that he's being rejected. What is he being rejected for? Number one, we had a ticket that had another Alex on it at the top. Okay? And we have people, I know people are coming and say, oh, Appeton ran campaign. Appeton didn't get to Liberia until August. Thank you, Catherine. Appeton didn't run campaign until August. He didn't get to Liberia until August. His vice president, I got to Liberia the same week. That's my family. That's my cousin. And they all used to be in ANC. So if you are telling me, and this is what happened, democracy cannot flourish when people are hungry and they're on survivorship. Democracy does not flourish when people are not educated enough to understand the issue. Okay, as I used to pull it when I was on the air in Nimba, I would say to them, you look at it like this. This is your rice kitchen. The whole country come together and say, we're gonna store our rice in this kitchen. We're gonna trust a few people and say, you will manage the rice and you will make sure that everybody eat. They're during the time of Pharaoh. Okay, when the young Jewish boy were put in charge of the food, the green, during the farming time, and he made sure everybody got that what it's supposed to be. Okay, we've seen the difference today. So let me tell you, Fatiga is showing up. This is a dude. He not cost me before, so he can cost me again. I don't care. I still got his screenshot. He called me the B word. He called me corrupt. The very comments he was advocating for, and the very Bouaka he thought was corrupt today, he's splitting his on his need for him. So you see, when these people reached out to me earlier on when Spoon started, I told them somebody like me can be here because my patience does not extend that. So Stanton will just shut me up and then I'll be pissed off. So I know me. That's why I said, let the other person, let the other people here is the stuff. Whoever want to go, please go. So let's go back. Americans are not leaving theirs to God. Those of you who know they're not. Because God said everything that you have, he already empowered you. He made you to think like him, to see. Your eyes are open. So by their fruit you shall know them. I read an article on Open Air this morning from a friend of mine that I admired, okay, Dr. Sungbe. And he was calling Bouaka the non-stick pot. So he can do everything. People will talk for him and they will clear it out. They are ditching out money. Like my brother, not my brother, our son Jeremiah Kun. This boy just called Quita name. When Quita went to jail, who sent to go free Quita? That was Jeremiah Kun office. You remember that video? You go look for it. I'm not saying that. Okay, it was the same Jeremiah Kun Wilma Pay called him out for what he has been doing. Guess what? He put Timba there. In less than 3 months, Timba is purchasing $150,000 worth of motorbikes. Let me pull the plural there. Let me make my English correct. Folks, forgive me. English is not my first language, and by no means is English a sign of intelligence. Okay, not by the stretch, because some of the smartest people in the world, they're Asians, and they don't speak English like that. Nigeria in America today dominate when it comes to intelligence and degrees from the Black nation, and their English sounds differently. So forgive me, I'm not trying to veil off. So it's like when you love your country enough to put yourself out there, every unaccomplished and disenfranchised and want to be will put them off on you. I am a proud 1%. But guess what? I've never begged for a government job. If I want a job with this government, Pape Bouaka, all of these people can live on my Pape. That's my brother's father. Okay? I'm his daughter. He knows me. I hosted him. He and Mr. Cummings, and I am able to know the relationship that he and Mr. Cummings, I believe they have. But that relationship, I found out it was only Alexander Cummings that were relating to him. And even sacrificed his own character to stand in for him for the CPP when they had nothing to resuscitate him. So you see, this is not the Liberia that we want. We want a Liberia of inclusion. We want a Liberia where people, leaders walk their talk. We want a Liberia where people should not come on social media to lie to the people just to keep their job. Eat their conscience, live without conscience. That's what we want. We want a Liberia where a political leader does not come out and make a pronouncement that the next day a minister will come out and say this we're going to do temporary without thinking about it. That's not the Liberia that we want. Now, here's where I'm coming with this. America is not leaving hers to God, where your God came from, where the people of the way, the missionaries came from, and introduced our people. My grandparents never converted to Christianity. I'm just telling you, I am a Christian. My mother is, but my grandparents did not. Because my grandfather, as a chief, okay, and I come from a long line of Zoe, said the God that comes to your town and tell you once your family, your brethren are converted to them, they can no longer dine with you, eat with you. I don't want to know that God. And you know, the Bible, there's something we call enculturation in biblical studies, right? I went to an all Christian school, that the Bible goes naked. All right. Those who came with the Bible, they themselves seems like they didn't understand the depth of it to say, okay, we're supposed to be Christ-like. What would Christ do? If he saw the prostitute, what did he do? He called her. He told the self-righteous people, you who have no sin, cast the first stone. But he turned around and said, go and sin no more. So we're talking about the talents. Okay, the parable of the talents. That's what we're talking about. All right. God gave Liberia gift. It gave you wealth, natural resources. It gave you the wealth go all the way from the sky drop. Water, you have one of the highest water plate in the region. You have diamond, you have samsonite, you have onyx, you got pearl, you got sand, you got ferrosol, you got timber, you got gold, you got aluminum, you got what else you got? You have many other things. You have a whole ocean filled with fish. But you run around because you don't want to work, you don't want to think, and your leaders, when I say you, not you, our people, that's why everybody can be leader. That's why we hire people, believing that they can deliver. And guess what? When you have a whole government telling you what World Bank say, listen, as somebody who went to business school, okay, yes, Pastor, please share, okay, as somebody who went to business school, when an economy is doing well, you got to tell the people. You can't tell me I'm not hungry. When I woke up this morning, thank God my mother walking with GB. All right. And I will know when I'm hungry. You don't have to tell somebody that they're hungry. When people are hungry, they know. So the World Bank does not have to tell you that your economy is doing well. If your economy is doing well, why Liberian, our families, our friends, our people that we call our play sons and daughters, why are they in our inbox? Why do we in the United States don't sleep? Why are people dropping left and right within a small country? Liberia have that. What have you planned to do with your talent, like with them? The first two of the talents that were given, those people went and invested those talents. Okay, the one with the most who have 5 double by the time he returned. The one with 2 multiplied. The one with 1 decided, I will keep it safely. I'm not going to invest it. That's when you leave your own to God. You will just put it in your Liberian woman, like our man, or market woman, put it in the tip of your lapa, tie it, wrap it, and put it there and show up with it. Yes. So if the economy is doing well, you don't need an international community to tell you. You don't need a predatory lender who thrives on third world country and keep them in perpetual poverty on a merry-go-round. Don't have to tell your people are not hungry. You are doing well, and the economy is doing well. The economy is doing well. Why are you children on drugs? The last post that I saw, and I'm going to play this. This is Americans are not living there to change. 3 days ago, the first time an Egyptian Muslim adopted child of the United States one literally in a rest state. They say everything they would say, the fear monger, because the people know, the people who are sharing the fear. You are telling me my problem is the American Muslim. That's what you're telling me. You are telling me my problem, it is the incomer. But 5 men in this country, okay, have more money than the rest of the world or the whole nation. You are telling me my problem is the men who go to the mosque to pray on Friday, all right? But me as a Black woman, I don't sleep when my children are out in the middle of the night. And you anticipate I will go back and you are telling me you are a Christian. You are not Christ-like. Because if you're Christ-like, it said, thou shalt not. The things that God said you should not do. And if Jesus would say it would be in the Beatitude, blessed are those, blessed are this. And we say we are Christian. Last week, I saw a Liberian woman and I saw it too late. If I seen it before she died, I would have called Titus Pocola and said, take her to the hospital. She lied in the street. Everybody passed by her. She died on the street and her body is still there. Titus posted it. Okay. Another woman in another ville just died, her face down, her body had been there. All right. And Fatiga is talking about, oh no, we are people were dying. That is correct. People die. And we, all of us, amplify what was happening. We spoke on it. We called, we are out. I call, we are out. We protested along with this man right here. This man, this Fatiga guy here. We protested. All right. Now, I was in Liberia, that particular bar where he's talking about. They told me it was Pape Boaka Song nightclub, December 2022. We went to that place. And I came home and I called Lofa, Kirsten Osa, smoking, running prostitution. They were dealing and doing in that place there. I came here and I called people and I told them that how can the old man be next door and the club next door to him, they're doing the D stuff in there. And they say that his son's club. Okay? We are talking all this drug issue. You all ask yourself, why did our president leave on his trip the moment he won to go to Guinea-Bissau that is infested with drugs, that is known to be a narco state? Our pa, that my papier though. Y'all want to see me a papier Boaka picture? I'm one of those people, if not me, along with the ambassador, the one I used to pick up Papier Boaka from the airport for years when I was president for the community. He was also like a father to my late brother, Dr. Emmanuel Dolo. I still spoke when my brother were advisor to both the president and the vice president. And he would say, the way you can do, people understood. I've had, even Ellen asked me one time, why didn't I want to work for her? Because I didn't want to. Because I didn't want to. I'm a professional woman in the United States. And I won't be able to compromise myself because I am a survivor of the carnage that took place in Liberia. I am a survivor of the prejudice, the discrimination, okay, the degradation, the inhumanity of Liberians for 130 years. Then the last 10 years where we were supposed to have been liberated, but we were divided. The people who wanted to buy me and my family looked like me. And the people who saved us did not look like me. They were white people, US American. Okay? That's why I say America is not waiting and leaving their own to God. God have already empowered you. He gave you the talent. He gave you the ability to think. You hire the people. In no time, their lives have changed. Your life have not changed. The other day, Alexander Cummings showed up on the platform and interview and said when he takes over what I call it, primary education, which we call in America K1 through 12, that's kindergarten to 12th grade, it's going to be free per the Constitution. This Article 6 of our Constitution, the Liberian Constitution. The next day, Okay, the Minister of Education came out and sent a warning out to the school system that K1 through 6 should be free. Parents should just show up. Teachers should not ask for a pamphlet. Teachers should not ask to print paper. Now let me ask a question. I'm an educator in the United States. I can walk in my print room and grab a ream of paper. Every classroom that is within, okay, we have, let me see, 4. We have 40 teachers. 40 teachers for 7th grade alone. 6 teachers for history. 6 teachers for math. 6 for language art. One more subject. 6 for science. Then they have the extra curriculum, and you add those there. Then you got people who are specialized in special education, meaning kids that have different learning disability, medical disability, however you want to put it, okay? And they are trained, there's a profession to be able to see those kids, recognize them, meet them at the point of their need, and bring them to, and make sure they reach their full potential. So can the Liberian teacher, right now, I talk to almost, I don't know how many thousands of teachers today. I will be making my post that I provide this raffle every month where, we can just give them those typing to pay their way to go to school. Okay. You carry the teacher pay to $7,500. I believe it's less than $40. Okay. You don't provide supplies. Here's how I know. During the campaign, I went to 3 places to register. The printer were not working. They didn't have cartridge to print. They didn't have electricity. They were using solar panel, but still these things were not working. Okay, we do not get up in the morning because somebody speak, because we want to make a pastor told me once, he said to me, when I became the president for the community, he said, my daughter, popularity will take you up, but it's character that will promote you. I want this man to finish talking. Listen, be the minority. If you're a minority for the right thing, if you're the minority for doing what is right, what is human, what dignify the next person, okay? A pastor called me the other day after the show, had a good conversation with him, all right? And these are the people, not because you were pastor, the everyday person who make my heart, give me the reason, yes, says Eleanor, to wake up every day, even when I have things to do, to talk to the rest of the world. Because my thing is, if I touch one person, I would say to God, I would have done what I needed to do. That is my thing. All right. So yes, it's my own brother Fatiga here calling Mr. Cummings out. Do you know what it's like to be a CEO in the United States for a Fortune 500 organization with 47 billion, almost 50 billion, okay, budget? Over 700,000, 70,000 to 80,000 employees, more than the people that are employed in America, in Liberia, and have bottling company all over the country. Thank you, Kwame. Okay, Kwame. All right. Do you know what it's like? And you say, oh, corporate is not as running government. That is not a true statement. I went to business school. I have an MBA. On our track, you learn for not for profit, government, okay, international laws, strategic management, supply chain. I can go on and on. All of that. And that's what it said MBA is the cream de la cream of business school. You learn the functionality. Here is the difference between a government and a corporation. Okay, the only difference is a government, your customers are supposed to be your people, the people you're working for, the state. Your contract is your constitution. Your job is to change the life and the livelihood of the nation that you're working for. I hear Liberian people say over and over, what do they say? I'm going to stop this right here, okay? And I'm going to finish playing this and I'll come back. I hear them say over and over because I wanted to address Fatiga, okay? Hear them over and over and say, politics is about interest. Indeed, it is. It is about interest of the nation. You see, Tuare? 3 years. When he asked to build a roadway, they told him we're going to take 10 years, 2 years to clear the road. He built the road already and extended it. He said our people will not be running to Ouagadougou, which is the city, for emergency. So we build clinic in 30-mile radius. We will build birthing center so our mothers don't have to struggle to find a place to deliver. Only the government have the power and the resources anywhere to do that. If a nation must change, it starts with the government. You see, the Arab Emirates, when you talk about Dubai, 5 years to change it. It will let them 5 years for Rwanda to show its face as the tech capital of Africa. Kangabi told you he would, and the people bought in. How did he do that? Confucius said, if you want to, you have a plan for 100 years, invest in the people. If your plan is 10 years, plan 3. If it's 1 year, do what? Plan rice. Paul Kangabi started building schools, primary school, paying parents, getting the children out of the street, that the parents will go, the children will go to school. Today, the children that were with ANC that left after the election, we asked some of them, you want business? We'll open business for you. Some of them say, oh, my semi-camera, let me do my press stuff. Some of them say, oh, my, your girl, something that be bad, back. 1 or 2 of them say, we won't go to school, but we don't want to go to Liberia. Our parents don't have money. Transportation, the off and on, and the other big school, they're too expensive. We want to go to Rwanda. We did the investment. We collected money and send those children to Rwanda. Every semester, we come in chat when we pour money together, we pay their school fees. Sometimes they send out private messages, my Oma, I ain't get food this week. Can you send me so and so I can eat? Okay, and we do that. And all of these children are set. 2023, the level, they're set to get a bachelor's degree this fall. Most of them are finished and writing their thesis. Our children are not dull. Our children are not lazy. Our people are not lazy. We are not lazy people. When I hear people in the position of power tell you, go find a job, go make farm. Ibrahim Traore didn't tell his people. He bought enough farming equipment, tractor trader, the one that tills the ground, so the people can plant in the same place over and over, so they don't have to keep slashing and burning. Okay. The goal, people are assigned to those trucks so they don't disappear across the border. And now people know that he will not take mess from no one. So people are very cognizant of that. They go to your farm, they clear the place, they come back, they till it, you put in your stuff, they use irrigation. It's a desert. When I talked 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, the Sahel, there were projections that by 2030, that whole place was going to be a desert. We're not going to be livable. This boy ignited a new belief system where the people are planting trees. They are doing irrigation. They're building dams to use it to power their nation. Now you tell me, I hear my brother Fatiga come on the train. He will cost me, because he not cost me before. So me, I'm ready for it. It don't matter. It don't bother me. He said, when we are in power, that Japan were paying it. That's why we are not in power. Folks, Americans are not living this on to go. Tuna. But I'm going to listen here. I want to hear the last thought, and I want to hear what you can say. I want to give Diamond response, and I will play one more video, and then we're going to call it a day. I've been here long enough. Here we go.
To fruition, you must first be entrusted with power by the Liberian people, and he has not done that effectively. So, look, Liberia is on the right trajectory. Are we where we want to be? No, but we are heading in the right direction under the leadership of President Joseph Yuma Boakai. For anybody to say that in something, I tell you, go to Liberia. The people are having to live. When you have an economy that went from 8 hours to almost 8 hours, now people can stay up late in the night.
You say which economy going to 18 hours? You say which economy going to 18 hours? Which economy?
I was in the economy. If you look at in the morning, in the night, when we go to bed, it's far less than what it used to be.
Where, like going to bedtime, you talking about
So
all
when we're talking
economic
about what you're saying, so mute it a little bit. So,
Let me explain to the Liberian people really quickly from a business standpoint. When we talk about 18-hour economy, 24-hour economy, we're talking about a functioning economy, people going to work, not just partying and drinking beer, for a few group of people who can afford to look the nation and do that. We're talking about your manufacturing company running. We're talking about your business, your financial industry running. We're talking about your stores being open, storefronts being open. Like you're in New York, okay? You can go into a shop open 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. You're having organizational stuff going, functions going, a fundraiser going. We're talking about productivity going, not drunkenness in a place that is infested with drugs. And it's really good when people stay in their own arena, okay, and not assume that they know everything. This is what I know, what I don't know. Like here, Sis Ruth was here earlier. When I have stuff that have to do with nursing, that have to do with medical, like I woke up this morning, I called my sister-in-law, she's an MD, a medical doctor, okay? My husband is an engineer. I did tech, okay, and I work with engineering tech. I know I can read schematics and different layout and some machine language, but if I wanted to understand about the integrity of a structure, I would either call a Dr. McCready or I talk to my own husband to tell me what are the function, when you put a brick together, what would be a good size of a brick, or what size of cement put into that, make sure that we make something that will endure, all right? This is the area. If I were talking about the human anatomy, I can read, I can do analysis of that. That is not my field. I will call Gwen, I will call Rebecca, I will call Ruth, I will call, if I want to talk about the mind, how the brains work, I will call my sister, Dr. Richardson, but I will not be calling Fatiga. Fatiga is supposed to be in security. I would like for him to stay in there. And Mr. Cummings understand the nature of business. We can break down how that works. You know why? Why businesses fail? You know why businesses fail? It is the same reason that government fail. They forget the priorities. They forget who the shareholders are. They forget who the customers are, okay? And they don't respond to the customers in real time, what they need. Then somebody else find them and can answer the what. In business, we say there are 3 basic economic questions. Basic in any economy: government, private, charity. The 3 cardinal questions that every before you go into the depth of it is what to produce, for whom to produce, and how to produce. All right, that's it. In the 90s, the 2000s, Americans wanted to spend time with their children, go to the store, sit to the bookstore and read. As more and more stores were operating from the digital standpoint, J.C. Penney forgot. J.C. Penney was the catalog leader in the United States and the world over. I saw J.C. Penney catalog when I was a little girl in Liberia at the MSA. That's the first time I saw those things. Okay, and then the Indian people started bringing their own. Guess what? Macy's, what do you call it? Zora. All of those people came online. They became multi-billion-dollar. Okay, why the people? Guess what? Border Books went bankrupt because they didn't answer in real time. Sears Reeboks, one of the leading American companies, went bankrupt. One of the frontier for cell phone, Nokia, were bought out. And the CEO said, we didn't do anything wrong. You did something wrong. You start responding to the customer's need in real time. You know what? The Liberian people fired George Weah. He forgot who put him there. He surrounded himself with these grasshoppers, these locusts, these greedy people who in Mandala, in Mana, will call the dragon, men Woganze. Okay? Like, they wanted everything for themselves. I saw, what was her name? Fina Bono's daughter came on Facebook. I wanted to address her the other day, but she was not worth my time. This girl was swimming in Louis Vuitton. Say, your parents chose their career. My mother chose to be a politician, and your third world broke country. On the contrary, she said, we who are privileged for our people to provide us. The country is pulled. Your mother went to serve, but all of a sudden you're privileged and you live about you mean, and you tarnish, your help tarnish. And we didn't elect her, we elected we are. That's why we brought Joseph Boakai in. We didn't bring in to make excuse. So I'm going to let Fatiga finish his thought. Okay, let's go ahead, then I can go.
Is when people open the store and when they close. But back in the days, people used to close at 6 o'clock, everybody going home.
So then Fatiga is telling us in Liberia, now all the Liberian people close from in the morning. 12 hours will be if they open, and Liberian store don't open at 6 in the morning. They will be open maybe 9, 10 o'clock. So that means they don't close until the next day at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's what Fatiga is trying to tell. Liberian people, you'll make sense of it. I'm just saying. Thank God for social media that people can just go because they got, I come from America, I come from China, I travel, and they can come to all the English is good, that they can fool us. We can't do that. Folks, all of us will be on the ground.
To hide in
for
a
long
place
time.
Because one electricity was not stable, 2 people were getting missing. Nowadays, look, Pastor, that seem, how they call the place, private bar. The place used to be packed 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Every day, Monday to Monday. That's the what I'm talking about.
Fadiga, don't do that thing to
A
all.
supermarket.
Fadiga, don't do that thing to all. Supermarket close 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
10 exclusive.
My man, don't do that thing to all. Beg you. You come in 10 o'clock and can say la economy against me. My man, Fadiga, don't do that thing to all. Try to Center Moravia after 8 o'clock. The whole place closed down. The entire capital city closed down 8 o'clock. For somebody don't do that thing to all. We beg you.
In fact, we have electricity in the heart of the city.
Thank you. Let me bring honorable Fadiga, we hear you. Let me bring honorable Fadiga.
Let me just say the last.
No, you not say anything. You spell out when you got 18 hours. Let me bring honorable. Go ahead, please.
So, Damo, it is true, Joseph Boakai doing well. He's doing well by making Liberia a trust place. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Joseph Boakai is doing well by making Liberian people homeless. Why did they take the pope from the 72nd barrel? What are they doing there? Joseph Boakai is doing well by making the people of transport ministry jobless. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Joseph Boakai is doing very, very well, pretty well. Our young babies selling in the center of the road. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Joseph Boakai is doing well when a whole government is involved with drugs business. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Joseph Boakai is doing well when his son is communicating with drugs cartel. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Who told you Joseph Boakai not doing well? Joseph Boakai is doing very, 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 very good. Joseph Boakai is doing well when Dumuya gained 25 pickups to compromise the Liberal interest in FOIA. Joseph Boakai is doing well. Who does Joseph Boakai not doing well? I can name all. I can go on and on. Joseph Boakai is doing pretty well. And let me say this to my brother Fadika. My people have said I shouldn't respond to you because you're just another hustler. Because if they renew your contract right now, you'll not be on the show. You say you are making plenty of money in America. Why you beyond consultancy for? You just pass around your law. I was making money. I was giving Yeke money. You know who Yeke is? You pass around your law. I was making money.
Yeah, making money.
You can never. Mama, let me close now. You are closing at the talk. When you come and they didn't respond, so let me close. I beg you. They give me the time to close. You can never be like me. If you are like me to be in a house, they say go bear Joseph Boakai, you go strip Joseph Boakai shoe. Me, I can never, if that for me to be represented in a house, I can never, the day I do it, let it pursue me to death to bear Joseph Boakai. I can never ever do it in my life. If that will make Yeke be represented, I don't want to work. I can never. I'm not hungry like you. You really know who Yeke is? You think I'm hungry? Eh? I'm not hungry like you. You see how I'm looking? I'm well composed. I can never be hungry like you. But the government have brought the power to do well for the people. This government must do it. Now force. They will do it. Now force. Particularly, you're wasting your time. Joseph Boakai will do it. The Sion Drugs Cartel will do it. Thank you, Damo.
Thank you, Honorable Koluba.
This would be this for me for on this particular area. So I think this was one of the best Yeke thought process that came out here. Yeah, going to Calabar to go drink with little girls and molest people, little girls. That's where they call economy. That's the economy you're talking about. Because one example you show is the club where the drug dealer, the owner of the drug is. So that's for him. That is the essence, folks. It have been real, but I'm going to say to all of you, you have the ability to change the direction. I'm going to play this, okay? And this is John Ossoff. A miracle is get up, and we are not. We are not. We are not. We will change the mistakes that we made. They may turn, will be bloody. I'm not playing. It's going to be, our president is already saying that if this happens, he will, you know that he will be prosecuted. He's saying that. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play this. This is John Ossoff. We tell the story as is. We remind the people, and we are getting out indoors to vote. We're convincing people. We're knocking on the door. We're not waiting for somebody to come and give us money.
But it was that same morning that you shocked the world and sent to the Senate the young Jewish son of an immigrant and a black pastor who holds Dr. King's pulpit at Ebenezer Baptist Church. And then earlier this year, when the court eviscerated the voting, 5 years ago on the morning of January 6, 2021, the president's mob sacked the Capitol. Do you remember? But it was that same morning that you shocked the world and sent to the Senate the young Jewish son of an immigrant and a black pastor who holds Dr. King's pulpit at Ebenezer Baptist Church. And then earlier this year, when the court eviscerated the Voting Rights Act, the president's allies launched a campaign to remove black elected officials from office, not by defeating them at the polls, but by manipulating maps to dilute minority power. Did you see that? But in the face of overwhelming opposition and mobilization, last month, those who had plotted to diminish your power were humbled and full of fear, and they stood down instead because they forget your power.
So let me tell you what he's talking about. They wanted to redistrict. They wanted to lock us out. When they saw that we were calling our congressmen and telling them if you allow this to pass. In fact, the last primary that took place, a lot of the people that they endorsed did not win because the people show up, the people voted, and they saw the power. So Americans are now leaving theirs to God. will you, Liberian, leave yours to God? Your children, be taken, how you call it, right now as we speak. Okay. Yesterday, I found out under we are about 6 years ago, we were told that there were over, according to international report, there were over 300,000 Liberians strung up on drugs, were drug addicted. From this projection that I listened to yesterday, okay, yesterday morning on my way to work, it says over 1 million Liberians, you look, 1 in every 4 Liberian. Hopefully I heard it incorrectly. And if I did, I will apologize, but let all of us listen to it together. 1 in every 4, that would be a quarter of, and there's 6 million of us. That's over 1 million. That's more 1.5 million Liberians. We're talking about young people, your family, my family, your nieces, my nieces, your uncles, okay? They're either addicted to it or they are taking it. All right. So let's see where we are with this. I want you to listen. This is not me who talking. This is not like we're talking. We're not talking because they're waiting for international community to come and talk. Let's look at here. Let's look at here. And that is why the people decided they will vote out we are and put in Pape Boaka. That's what Pape Boaka. Thank you, Pastor. That's why Pape Boaka spoke to the people. They must vote in because our children were dying.
Liberian President John. Let's head to West Africa now. Liberian President Joseph Boakai has dismissed a dozen government officials and recommended a handful for investigation following massive drug busts in recent months that have generated a public outcry for more stringent action. An estimated 1 in 4 young Liberians is affected or dependent on a substance called Kush, leading many to drop out of school and live on the streets as homeless youths, commonly known as Zogos.
Okay, so you guys are on the, here it is. Here it is.
Liberian authorities destroyed nearly 4 tons of cocaine on July 30th that had been seized in one of the country's largest drug busts.
So now I'm going to leave this here. I want all of you who are watching that drug bust, right? Does that look like 9,000 pounds of drugs to you? 4 tons is 9,000 pounds. Does that look like 9,000 pounds of drugs to you, Liberian people? We are not stupid. Okay, some of us are critical thinkers. We teach children, we teach them how to think. I'm going to keep asking this question. All right, did that look like 9,000? Because that's 4.2 metric ton, over 9,000 pounds of drugs. What did that look like? Then they put tire on it and tire was burning. Remember, Liberian people, remember, cocaine is a drug that is processed, that are gone through refining. You know how when you go to make liquor, if you've ever been on, Theo, when you go to make liquor, I seen my pa make liquor before when we were younger, they do distill it, all right? It's a process that you go through. It goes through a burn, it's refined. Do you know how much degree it goes through? All right? That was not 9,000 pounds of drugs. And you know, when I say that people get, hopefully this video will stay after I'm gone. And somebody will stumble on it and say, this woman said it. When those people demanded for their drug back, y'all keep watching Liberian people. The drugs were not destroyed. Y'all see that? Let me play that again. Y'all see, y'all look at that tire that were burning there with some, the Jackie Koluba say, maybe a few pounds of drugs and a tire, a few pounds of drug and a lot of flour. Let's play that again. Let's play what you just saw. Let's play that again. Liberian people, you play that. See that. All right. That the information they provided. That way the people are playing. Folks, my time here is literally over. I gotta go steady. All right, here we go. Y'all listen, y'all watch. I just want you to watch. Me,
leading many to drop out of school and live on the streets as homeless youths, commonly known as Zogos.
Liberian authorities destroyed nearly 4 tons of cocaine on July 30th that had been seized in one of the country's largest drug busts. Officers found 3,971 kilograms of cocaine in the town of Duazon, east of the capital Monrovia. They arrested 2 suspects, one with passports from both Spain and Colombia, the other with a Serbian passport. Authorities said the origin of the cocaine was still unclear and that further chemical analysis was needed.
okay, so here's my take. They have not established the trail of the drugs. They have not done forensic analysis of it to know where it comes from, the origin. Because everything that we do has its own thread and it has its own, just like when shoes are made, somebody walk, they will tell you the thread on that shoes, where every product has its own identity, its own uniqueness. Okay, that require a unique key that pushed it out. They have not verified it. They don't know the quality of it. They don't know the grade of it. They don't know the origin of it, but they already burn it. Yeah, maybe they got some sample, but that the way they burn out there with a bunch of tire over there, like a whole tire over there, that is not a 9,000 or 4.5 tons of drugs that they burn there. I say so from my analysis in my strength. Folks, I've been here longer. I should not have been. It's 3 o'clock. Lord have mercy. I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. I will make little clips and put up. We in the United States, we're not leaving our own to God. Are you leaving your own to the majority? What has the majority taken you? The 51%, what have they done for you? From Ellen, Taylor, we are now Joseph Boakai. We are, I can't talk much about we are because I knew we are place is this football. Okay, and he told all of us that he is not a politician. But Boakai, I love Yeke thought process this time. Y'all have a good day, everyone. Wow, I gotta go. I didn't know I'd been here. I thought I was supposed to stay at the 2. Okay, everyone, you'll have a good evening. It has been real. This has been Second Thought, our kitchen talk Saturday. All right. Good day, everyone. You'll go do what you do. Good day.